What is up, my fellow Chibits? It feels so good to be able to sit down and talk about Taizai. Oh, this chapter was dedicated to some of the best girls of the series, Elaine and Elizabeth. And we get to see how these two characters can hold their own, even when Meliodas and Bon are not there. It makes me happy to see that. I'm glad Nakaba-sensei focused the chapter on these two characters and allowed us to see their fighting potential without the help of our, main male characters. So, the chapter, it sets off the tournament, and we get to see how much these two have improved, or how strong they really are, or mainly Elizabeth. We get to see how she is able to control her powers, but I'll get into that in just a moment. So, majority of this chapter, let's take a moment to actually consider this, was focused on gossiping. Like, majority of the chapter was. Like, Elaine and Elizabeth were gossiping about their boyfriends or potential husbands in the future. And they were gossiping and talking about, this is what you call them, or this is what they'd probably do, so forth, so on, just talking about the situation, and how, Elaine was talking about how she's been watching them, she knows her name, stuff like that. And it was very funny because they're in a serious match right now. And they have these assassins from this other kingdom coming after them, and they're trying to kill them. And majority of the chapter is spent them gossiping about their boyfriends and stuff. And I couldn't help but laugh because this goes to show you how strong they are to be able to do something like that. So I love that little comedy that was thrown in there thanks to Nakaba-sensei when it came to this chapter. But enough of that, let's talk about the action, the battling, and stuff like that. So Elaine, we knew she was strong. She was definitely not the Guardian for no reason. We knew she was strong. We saw this in the past with Bon, when, Bon and Elaine had their first meeting. We knew she was kind of powerful. Seeing her actually fighting, though, my god. Like, she is fucking insane. Like, the magic power she has, what she's doing in this chapter, just knocking these people out of the park like they're fucking nothing, like they're fodder. And then eventually, as they are getting killed and they're about to die, Elaine, stops, and you have it to where Elizabeth, comes in and actually heals one of them. She is able to use some of her magic the way she wants and is able to heal someone. So this shows you huge improvements for Elizabeth as well. Not just Elaine showcasing her power, but Elizabeth being able to use her magic when she wants to. She healed someone. I mean, she got bit by a venomous snake that should have killed her in a matter of seconds, according to what we found out, but she was fine. So she is a healer that can heal after taking, a very venomous bite. Like, after this bite that could possibly kill her, she's able to be fine. It doesn't really affect her. She's immune to poison, and she's still able to use her magic like nothing happened. So, Elizabeth is pretty damn crazy. She is a really crazy freaking magic user to be able to do that, and that definitely leaves a lot of potential for her character in the future, allowing her to be more useful to our main cast of characters, for instance, the 7 Deadly Sins. Because, let's say, Bon, eventually, someone can inflict some form of wounds to Bon, because we know for a fact one day it's going to happen. Bon is going to have a wound that's not going to be able to heal. For instance, we already know Bon has a scar, and we know Meliodas did this, and Meliodas is pretty damn strong. We know he is. So there's a possibility later on down the road, Bon's going to encounter someone that can negate his immortality, and because of this, I feel like Elizabeth is going to be someone that's going to be very, very vital in the future to probably either help out someone like Bon, Meliodas, Diane, King, so forth, so on. So seeing how she's able to use her magic at will now and be useful, it makes me very happy. I just hope her character's written well and she's used to the, the proper extent, and she's not used to be an asspool as well. Like, when it comes to characters like this that can actually heal so many people, sometimes that character can go into the realm of asspool, and I really hope it doesn't. I have a lot of faith in Nakaba-sensei. I love Nakaba-sensei, he's a good writer, and I have faith. He's handling Escanor quite well, and even though I had some issues with Escanor, I love Escanor, he's one of my favorite characters, but I talked about him in depth. I talked about how he could possibly break the fucking series because of how OP he is, and seeing how Nakaba-sensei's been using his character and been showcasing that he can die, it makes me very, very happy to see. So seeing Elizabeth, I have faith that Nakaba-sensei won't use her just to heal people if they're about to die, and that's it. I feel like he's going to use her in ways that will be rather interesting. So I can't wait to see how that's going to be handled. But getting more into the matter of the fight, though, so those two knights, they were pretty much fodder, or the assassins, they were fodder, they got fucked up, and I don't really at the end of the day, care much about them. I mean, yes, they have their little backstory. We got to find out a little bit of history about them, of how, you know, two great holy knights, which we know who they are, caused issues in another kingdom that were at peace with each other, and then caused this entire situation and probably, you know, hurt the image of these assassins. I mean, the assassins are there now. So, because of this, we know for a fact that there's some backstory, and they aren't really that bad of guys. They probably are good guys in one point or time, but they got turned into what they are. But yeah, I mean, seeing it, they're fodder, so this is the perfect, you know, kind of warm-up match for the tournament, letting us get ready for what we should expect in the future, and I can't wait to see what the upcoming matches are. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.